So I would say always start with the goals. Make sure that you're talking to leadership and stakeholders and understanding like what are the expectations with the product launch or the feature launch or whatever you're putting together or go to market for, and be as specific as possible. So just like having those conversations of like what metrics are we actually chasing with this? Not just like, oh, let's just put it out there and see how it does. We need some specifics around that so we know where we should be focusing our efforts and like what success actually looks like. Thinking about the audience that you want to reach, like especially if it's like specific for maybe a feature, like it's not going to fit maybe all of the personas that you have for your game, but it might, be ideal for one or two, and thinking about like who you actually want to go after, thinking about the key messages that you want to put out there, thinking about the channels you want to use. And I enjoy that part. I feel like it's a big puzzle of like, all right, I have these people, I have these messages I want to put out there, I have these channels, like how does it all fit together in an effective way? And I would say along the way, the most important thing is to be talking to your stakeholders and understanding what their challenges are, what their goals are, and making sure you're working together to incorporate that into your plan. Maybe you need engineering support to do what you want to do. Maybe the product team needs to be aware of something, especially like analytics, like know what you're going to measure before you actually launch the campaign and how you're going to measure it so they can make sure they're set up for success and you're not doing these things retroactively. Because the last thing you want is to be presenting your plan in the meeting and, engineering being like, oh, we can't do that. No one should really need to be sold in that final meeting. It's just one big discussion of like what's actually happening when you're presenting and you already have people on board. Oh, I guess one step that I skipped is just thinking about the market as well and what's happening in the market and like how what you're putting out there actually fits into what's happening. I usually like to do a SWOT analysis, which I think is a helpful framework. So strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. I think that, really pushes you to dive deep and think about like what's actually happening right now and why is this relevant?